Hello.
Welcome to the vision, mission, values and goals for Alex Limited. The company's vision is to be the market leader for aluminium extrusion services. The company's mission is to enhance customer satisfaction through innovation and service. The company's guiding values are innovation, efficiency and service. The company's goals are increase international markets, continue to innovate across all areas and offer a service to be proud of, and become the business of choice for those wanting aluminium extrusion. Next slide, please. Today's agenda will cover a bit of a welcome from Lionel, health and safety induction from whānau, tour of the worksite by me, Liz, personal protection equipment and safety issues by Joe, and an exam with a closing from Misty. Next slide, please. If you can have a moment to just observe the organisational chart for Alex Limited, you'll see at the top we've got our CEO, CFO, we've got our different divisions coming off that. Each division has its own general manager, and then underneath that we've got a number of team members fulfilling different roles. Next slide, please. Over to you, Lionel.
Yes, let me now, I would like to introduce to you the purpose. The purpose of this induction is to develop a rich understanding of Alex Limited operating system so that all cleaning staff are clear on what their role, responsibilities and accountability is, and incorporating a robust health and safety management plan. Basically, I will define the roles. The person in charge for the key lead induction allocation of roles will be Petra, the key person, general manager, people and culture. And the key person for tour of factory and hazards will be allocated to Jessie, general manager, extrusion. The health safety roles will cover the hazard awareness, will be led by Vince, the team lead of the shift A, and the person responsible for co-facilitator and exam administrator will be Michelle, senior employee of the packaging division. And we go on to, pass it on to whānau. Yeah.
Cool, thank you, Lionel. So I'm going to talk you through healthy and safety induction. So you'll see that we've got a safety management system. So this is a way that we can capture all the information that we've been given that we provide to our cleaners so that they are able to perform an amazing job at what they do. What you'll also get from us is commitment by the leadership and staff. So although you're an external company, we're here to guide and support you along the way. Any issues that do arise, let us know and we'll be able to help out where we can. You also have clear accountability to the staff and the leaders. So again, just want to echo around the commitment piece to what we will be able to provide to you. We have some process guides to cover every single machinery station. So as you're aware, that machinery that, around the factory is quite, there are some certain things that you do need to make sure that in terms of safety that you are adhering to. Obviously, safety is number one for us, and we want to make sure that with those process guides, you do read through it and make sure that everything in terms of like cleaning around the areas that you have been designated and allocated to puts you in a safe position. We've also got a hazard management register as well. So this is where you can, if you identify any hazards, you know how to report it. Emergency procedures. So we want to make sure that you know where the fire exits are, what to do in an emergency. So if there's like a flood or tsunami or an earthquake, you know exactly what to do. We've got a civil defense cupboard in the far right hand corner of our factory. So the next slide will show you exactly where that is. We also have site inspections. So the site inspections is to make sure that we're putting the safety of our staff and employees first. As I said, the emergency procedures, maintenance of the workplace and equipment. So everything has to be all up to scratch and maintained throughout the duration of the year. So this is reviewed every year. Every half year we carry out audits. So you see there, we've got review management audits for all our machinery to make sure that everything's all there. We do have incident reporting. So again, like the hazard management register, any sort of incidents that do happen along the way while you're cleaning is reported and reported in a timely fashion as well. Lastly, I want to cover off the staff fitness and well-being. So that's something that's quite important to us. So given the nature of the role, we encourage that, and here at Alex Limited, and we do have some programs in place that we can share with you guys and give you discounts on, like gym memberships and things like that. So we'll be able to provide that extra service on behalf of the company, and this is just a little recognition of the work that you've provided us with and able to help and support us with. So that's me done. I'm going to hand over to the wonderful Elizabeth.
Thanks for that funnel. Excellent. All right, you might recognize me from my photo there. Welcome to the tour of the work site for Alex Limited. On the screen now, you'll see our factory floor plan. This is the closest I'm going to be able to get you to actually seeing the floor while it's remains open. Just for hazard's sake, you can't have people wandering about in the extrusion zone. So down in the far left corner, we've got our aluminium cooling, aging and storage zone. So you will need to pay attention to the health and safety protocol that we already have in place around this area and several other areas. So please, during the rest of the induction, make sure that you've paid good attention to those policies. We've got above that aluminium cooling zone, we've got our conveyor belt, extrusion oven to the side there. Obviously going between these two things, there's a lot of potential for jamming of limbs and leaking of product. There will be a special training around how to break this area down and put it back together for specific members of the cleaning team we'd like to identify later on. Moving on to a second conveyor belt that'll lead through to the packaging division, where they'll pick up the goods at the other end and bring that through to them at that bottom center of that column. I just need to move the little pane here so I can walk you through the rest. To the right of the whole work site, we have observation deck, our offices for sales and marketing, and where some of our more senior leadership team hang about. So this will be more of a general cleaning area, something that you're probably more used to based on what we've heard of your experience so far. So that is a general idea of our work site for now. It doesn't give you a real good perspective of what it's actually going to look like when you're in there, so please just bear an open mind when we do actually go through for a tour of the work site later on. Next slide, please. Cool, handing over to Jo.
Thank you, Liz. Okay, kia ora everybody. Welcome to Alex Limited. We're very pleased to have you with us, and thank you for taking the time to come to this induction tonight. What I'm covering is PPE and safety issues. So following on from what Whānau and Liz have both said, and given you as well, is the factory floor plan and also induction plan. So what you will find on that is where the safety equipment is stored. We'll go over what it is and how to use it as well. We'll also cover off identifying potential hazards on the factory floor. So while you're cleaning, those machines and things will not be operational. You will be taking them apart, but we need to identify potential hazards on the factory floor, especially around that aluminium storage area. We don't want anything to get damaged because that will then impact on the productivity of Alex Limited after this week's deep clean. We'll give you an explanation and induction, and demonstration of the safety plan, including what to do in an emergency, where to locate your safety equipment, as I've said, also the emergency exits, and then also your process of reporting for hazards. So what is PPE? It is personal protection equipment, and it's issued to all company employees, including cleaning staff, and it is a requirement of the company under health and safety rules and regulations. All staff are expected to complete the induction training on the correct wear, the use of, and the disposal of PPE. So your PPE comprises of a hard hat. We'll start from the top. Hard hat. You've then got safety goggles, heat-resistant gloves as well. You'll have overalls supplied for you, a high-vis vest, which you must wear at all times so that you are easily identified, and then covering off with steel cap boots as well. Sorry, I'm talking a bit fast. Got a lot to cover. So when you're wearing this PPE, we will show you how to wear the masks too. There is a proper way to that. That will be on the first day when you're actually on the factory floor, and there'll be a demonstration and a role play on putting it on, taking it off. Any damaged PPE, you must report it to your division team leader. They'll fill in an incident report as well and file that, and then you will be issued with a new set of PPE. That is included in your induction plan as the map of the Alex Limited floor plan. I've already said that, sorry. So familiarise yourself with these. They are included in your exam at the end as well, and you will be tested on that. The PPE, what you would do, you'll not take it home with you each night. There will be lockers for you that are located in near the staff room entrance. We'll show you that as well, and that's where you store it. You must wear all of that PPE at all times when you're on the factory floor. The only time you can take it off is when you're going to the staff room to take breaks. Other than that, if you've got any questions, I will be available at the end of the presentation. If you'd like to raise your hand or come and see me, we could go through it a wee bit more. I think that's about it. At the start and end of each shift, there will be a thorough checklist of your PPE so that we know no one's taking it home or it's not left on the factory floor as well. That in itself can be a potential hazard. I think that's probably about it. So I will now hand you over to Misty. Thank you.
Kia ora, Bulavanaka Malulale. I'm the lucky person that gets to administer your test. Good thing is, it's open book and it's based on all that you have learnt today from our wonderful members who have just put you through the induction plan, Lionel, Funnel, Joe and Liz. So you've got 1 hour to complete this test. You need to get 100%, but don't worry, we're here for you if you need some help. Afterwards, we're going to give you a graduating certificate so you can put this into your CV and you can come into our company anytime to complete our cleaning. Good luck. You've got 1 hour. Here it is. Blah, 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 blah. Good luck. Yay. Oh my goodness, everybody's completed it. Congratulations on getting 100%. You guys clearly took time and really listened to our wonderful inductees today. Good job, everybody. Thank you so much for doing your job. We're just going to finish up with some reflective questions. Next slide, please. What have you learnt today? Please turn to the person next to you and discuss what you have learnt and has been poignant to you today. Blah, 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 blah. Would anybody like to share what they have learnt today? I've learnt that we're amazing. What are your learning edges and how can we support you? Was there anything you didn't quite understand? Would you like to come and have a one-on-one discussion with somebody who ran a particular slide or a particular part of the induction? Please put your hand up. Excellent, we're all good. Fantastic, guys. How are you feeling about the new way of working here at Alex Limited? Fantastic. It's a new learning curve for all of us. It's such a pleasure to have you here. Thank you so much for coming to our induction. You're awesome and we hope to continue this relationship from here on in. Haere. Well done, team.
Next slide. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Sorry. Thank you.
All right. So
How did you feel that went? Felt good? Felt good when you presented it? You should feel good. That was awesome.
Yeah,
That
that was much simpler than I thought it was going to be. And I'm
Good
happy for it.
Okay, so I'm going to ask everyone else but the team who presented, what were some of the things you enjoyed about their presentation? What did you gain from it?
Alex Limited must be doing very well to provide all that PPE for our contractors.
Must be.
Safety first.
We're an amazing team here at Alex Limited, and our PPE lady has received fantastic funding in order to make sure all people that enter our factory is nice and safe. Thanks for pointing that out, Murray.
Can you show us the entry and the exit? Thank you, Misty, because you were like an air hostess. That was awesome.
We thought funnel had an air hostess, air steward voice.
The hostess with the mostest funnel.
Right.
Wow.
All right.
Great, guys. That was awesome.
Awesome.
Thanks, Kat.
Yeah, that was amazing. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you. All right. So some of the things that stuck out for me, I like how you clearly stated the purpose and what we needed to understand. I like the language and the words that you used in there. You used the words like guide and support. We're here to support you, right? Felt like we were in this together, like you really cared about us or you wanted us to succeed, okay? Everyone played a part in the presentation. Everyone spoke well, so well done. I love the emphasis around procedures in emergency and what to do when there are hazards. You can tell it was well planned and it was well delivered. I definitely felt safe in there. You know, I was trying to imagine myself. This is real, right? And I had that feeling of safety in there. I also liked how you touched on staff fitness and well-being, and you said it was important to us. And you even talked about discounts. I thought it was quite interesting. How did that come about? The whole staff fitness and well-being. How did you throw that in there? Where did it come from? Where did the idea come from?
Funnel.
Funnel, you speak to this, Bub. That was your baby.
Transactional leadership. You got to get something back.
Yeah, I kind of I read in some of the scenario bits there that that wellness or safety and well-being was a must because you know there's so many hazards in the area and not only that there was I think if you're going to do a job well you've got to do it while you're healthy and I'm just coming from it in an angle or from an angle of you know if you're unwell then obviously you're not going to be at work so you're not going to be able to perform and do your job, so that's where it came from. And just giving that, yeah, it was just a random idea that I randomly thought of. I didn't know if it was going to be effective or not, but yeah.
I thought it was awesome. That's why I'm asking about it. You know, well-being, it's become so about well-being. It's not just fitness, not just physical well-being. There's all sorts of well-being, mental well-being. That's pretty huge at the moment, right? Social well-being, right? Heaps of well-beings, even spiritual well-being, if you want to throw that in there.
Oh,
It's very important. But I thought it was quite innovative, quite creative, and quite attractive as well. I definitely felt like, oh man, I feel like I'm a part of this company. I'm not even an employee here. I just clean their machines and stuff. But man, they're hooking us up with discounts. Love it. Yeah, I'll be loyal. I'll look after you guys if you're looking after me. I thought that was quite cool. I liked the factory tour as well. Liz took us through. It sounded very professional, even though it was just a diagram. I could visually see it. And you also mentioned something around special training. Don't worry, there'll be special training. So there was some good reassurance there, right? Even though we couldn't really see it realistically. I like the use of great visuals and the diagrams, the nice bright colors, the keywords, you just spoke to it. The whole PowerPoint visually was just amazing. I thought was just well done and well put together. You had the photos, you could tell a lot of effort that was put into it. So well done. Well done. I like how you mentioned there was a checklist, and I think that was Joe. So it was a checklist. I like how you threw that in there. You had that nice PPE diagram, which was cool. You even mentioned about role plays, which was awesome. So you're very, very mindful about making sure that these people understand and they do learn it. That's what it told me when you were saying that, taking that into consideration. And I thought what was quite interesting is throwing in an exam in there. Throwing in an exam in there. That was nice. Okay. How many questions are we talking about here? What happens if I fail?
You won't fail. We won't let you fail.
Oh, I like that. That's a good answer. You won't let me fail. You want me to succeed. I thought that was cool. Obviously, I understand why you put the exam in there. But how did that idea came about? What's your why? Why did you put that in there?
To prove that they were actively listening and can put what they've learnt into place.
It sort of becomes like a fail safe. So if the same, because looking back on the reasons for having a new cleaning team and why we're doing such an intense induction for a cleaning team, so those problem solving translating through, we wanted to make sure that at the end of this induction, if the collective team is not understanding the same information again, and that way we can make sure that the same things don't go wrong, and if new things go wrong, it's easiest to back to where the error was that led to the problem existing.
And also it's a good chance for us to take that feedback and perhaps adapt our potentially next year's induction plan. So it's not only feedback for us as team members at Alex Limited, but it's also good for us to expand, because this is the first time that we've done something like this with an outside company.
It means as well that by having an exam, if you've just got a question and answer session, then you might only get a few of the same people answering. But by having an individual exam, you can then measure individual competency and understanding as well.
I understand, and I do appreciate that. I understand your thinking. I like your thinking behind why you did it. So it's good. I just wanted to understand, and that was awesome. And I definitely love how Misty greeted with, Bulavanaka, the whole cultural diversity thing, being very inclusive. I think that's important. I think sometimes that can be taken for granted. But that makes people feel like, you care. Oh, she said hello in my language. That's so awesome, So, yeah. And I like the questions at the end. Very engaging at the end. Turn to the person next to you, have a discussion. What did you learn? Right? It's not just a sit down and talk presentation. It's let's engage. Let's do this together. What do you get out of it? Right? So overall, well done. Really loved it. Well done to you.
Thank you.
Did a great job.
Thank you.
Guys, awesome.
Well done. Okay. If you were to do that again, the famous question, what would you do differently?
Do it
Like
in person.
from when? Like just the presentation?
Or the journey leading up to it, or whatever. Putting it all together. However you want to answer it. You can answer that question however you want.
Yeah, I would have liked to done a lot more in person.
Have a run through, do more like a role play, potentially write a script around it, have a chance to practice.
And I would have liked to, when presenting it, have a bit more like action. Like if we were going to do those exam questions, have a lolly. Good work, Make an environment of it.
Yeah. Absolutely. And all those little things help make a difference.
For sure.
Lolly. Yeah, I mean, hey, for online and for what it is, and even if it was a real situation with the whole coronavirus and you had to do it online, I thought that was well put together. I thought it was well put together. Honestly, I couldn't even think of anything different you could do. So,
Yeah, thank you. I'm real proud of our team.
Thanks, Bess.
Well
Thanks,
done.
everybody. Yeah.
Okay.
What is that?
Kia ora and welcome to Alex Limited. Who are we? We're an aluminium extrusion plant manufacturing aluminium products for our local and international markets. We were founded back in 1973 and we have approximately 80 staff working for us. Our vision here is to be the market leader for aluminium extrusion services, and our mission is to enhance customer satisfaction through innovation, efficiency in our service. So we operate under a shared principle, which is safe home every day. To achieve this, we need your help. So we are committed to providing our contractors with comprehensive and relative site inspections. All our staff and contractors are accountable for ensuring health and safety policies are followed. We encourage open communication so that all incidents and near-miss events must be reported immediately.
Right, this is me. So now, because we have shut down, it's the first day of our shutdown, we're going to introduce you all to the extrusion oven. Haven't had much to do with them before, is my understanding. So we will take you through the full process of what's required in the cleaning, the lockout procedure when you are cleaning this machine, because it does operate with extreme heat and high pressure, and we don't want any injuries, obviously. The potential for this machine not being cleaned properly is that there could be injuries, breakdowns, machine failure, production faults, and costly delays in completing orders for our customers. So we will provide you with the manual that has a thorough breakdown of the cleaning process required. Next slide, please.
Extrusion and conveyor belt area. We just want to highlight the fact that there are a lot of moving parts in this area, and due to the incomplete induction on from the previous crew, a lot of our products were damaged after that cleaning round, and we actually couldn't deliver those particular products to our customers, and most of it had to be remanufactured. So the solution for this is we're going to have a team lead on site during the entire cleaning process to supervise and assist with product relocation as required, or activating the machinery, and also to minimize any health and safety risks that might arise when near the machinery with the water blasters. So just moving on to that as well, in the packaging division, we also had a significant injury which involved the forklift. So just want to highlight the health and safety requirements around the workshop. Please be wearing your high vis. If you hear the forklift horn tooting, it's not to jump in out of the way or in the path. It is to strictly be aware that it is moving around any pedestrians. And also we had a problem with packaging, extrusions, cardboard packaging being damaged during the cleaning process. So again, we will be utilizing our team lead on site to remove any packaging if it is not already stored in a safe location. And if we do end up having any troubles with any packaging, please look for the team lead, and they will look at moving any products that could be in the way as promptly as possible. And also just want to make sure that if you do require any PPE gear like high vis or hard hats, steel boots, etc., they can be located in our storeroom. But in most cases, only if you have a current forklift operating license will you be permitted to use that machine. And other than that, it'll be taken care of by the team lead in that particular area. Also, the incident report, if there is an incident, say the goes over your toes, or you lose your footing or be hit, please fill out the incident register.
I'll just elaborate, and thank you very much for joining us today. So we do have a hazard board before entering the building. So if you can please ensure that all the cleaners make sure that they've read those hazards before they enter the building. And after the hazard board, there is a diagram for the walkways and the crossings that we have designated on the factory floor. So if we can please ensure that all staff stick between those paths, especially the blue lines. If you can please ensure that you remain within those blue lines. Also, for health and safety reasons, we like to ensure that you have your high vis and your hard hat and steel cap boots. Being a manufacturing company, you would find that on the odd occasion we do actually have the forklifts going around, but you will hear the horns if in the event they are going through the factory. So please be aware that you are focused when you are on the factory floor. And please ensure that if there are any incidences, that you inform the team leaders. It's quite imperative for us to make sure that we capture all the health and safety near misses and accidents and incidences in our reports, just in the event we get audited. So if you can please ensure that all that is being adhered to. We at Alex Limited take safety very seriously, and we have an obligation not only for our staff but our subcontractors to make sure that we all return home in a safe and to our families. So if we can please ensure that we adhere to these guidelines, that'd be very much appreciated. And we're here to help you, and no doubt the team leaders are also there should you wish to either discuss with them if you have any issues on the floor. And if you can please just keep in mind we're here to help you and to hopefully be there for you throughout your cleaning of our factories. And please take care when you're working for Alex Limited. Thank you.
Well done, team. That was great.
Yeah, that was awesome.
It was very well done.
Awesome, guys.
Well done. Beautiful. All right. Feedback from
No, it wasn't.
not the one who presented, but everyone else. What are some of the good stuff, the highlights? What did you enjoy?
I honestly thought that it was very clear and concise. And Eddie, I think it was a really good lead-in. You did a really, really good job. You were eloquent, you had great tone, you had great pace. So well done. The rest of you did a really good job with tone and pace as well. So
I agree with Misty, and I am very, very happy that you didn't give up.
I
Yes.
actually liked how creative you were with introducing that shared principle. I haven't heard that before, so safe home and every day. I liked that.
Stolen from somewhere.
It's really
What's
cool.
that?
It's stolen from somewhere or borrowed.
Borrowed.
That's all right.
Yeah.
It was
It's
something
cool.
new as well.
It was. We all in that, and you all clearly explained each slide quite thoroughly. I really like the challenges piece and the solutions piece to each slide. So you had kind of like a tit for tat type of conversation had going on there. So it did flow quite well, and I think you all did an awesome job. Amazing.
I liked
Thank
as well how you had like specific photos in the background of each slide for each part that you're talking. That was really nice.
Absolutely.
And putting health, health and safety first as well. Yeah, that was something that was really good as well. I think Lionel's got some feedback.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Really muted myself. So what I'm saying is basically very well presented presentation, especially it discussed about the challenges, the issues, and it also mentioned about the ways to solve it as well. Yeah, it's clearly defined. Yeah, that's all.
Awesome. I think everyone had a piece to say in there. That was awesome.
Yeah.
I 1,000 times agree with everything that's just been said. All right, coming back to the team who presented, how did you feel about that when you went through that presentation? What were your thoughts? What were you feeling?
Nervous and ill prepared.
Yeah.
You felt a little bit nervous. You felt like you weren't prepared, and that's why you're a little bit nervous. All right, that's normal. It's normal to feel nervous. Yeah.
I winged it. I'm sorry. I just winged it.
And you've done a great job.
Yeah, what a wing it was, Kat. What a wing it was.
Didn't even seem like you winged it.
You fooled me.
So sorry,
Had me fooled. That was
Okay, first time lucky.
Must
First
have been
time.
a chicken wing. Everyone loves chicken wings.
Well,
No,
Catalina,
you all did an awesome job.
No, I must say I am truly, truly proud of you today. You brought it to the table, even though you weren't so confident. Very, very proud of you because it must have been very hard for you. And I'd like to actually thank the other team because that was so awesome to see the positivity come out of you guys. And that was so encouraging. And that's what team leaders are. They are people who encourage people, who lift people up. And I'm truly grateful that you did that for our team. So thank you so much, guys.
Thank
so
you.
much. And last but not least, thank you to my team. It was hard, but hey, we got through it, and there's no iron team, so thank you very much.
that's awesome. That's awesome. You've left me no room to say anything. You guys did it all.
Last but not least, thank you to you, Pussy, for encouraging us to keep going.
Well, it was all you. It was all you. But if I can add to what's been said, so I second what everyone said there. You guys did an amazing job, and I love how Iritana still pushed herself, and she did it. And
She did it.
Yes.
That's awesome.
You had presented clearly right up front what Alex Limited is all about. This is our vision. This is our mission. This is our goals. I love this statement there. It was on the same slide as the shed. You said, to achieve this, we need your help. I like that. I really like that. And I also love the principle shed. Safe home every day. That's the why. This is the why of this whole induction. Why we want you to be safe. We want you to be home every day. Go home safely. Every limb, everything there. You're alive. Hey, love it. And I love the word commit in there. I saw the word commit in there as well. So it's a bit of responsibility. We need your help. Good emphasis. I love the slide that said the challenge and the solution. So two focuses there, right? And that's what you talk to. So what was the thinking about behind that? You know, with those two topics or two titles. You could have presented it any other way, but you chose to present it that way. What was the thinking behind that?
Well, the main thing behind that was the brief that we had for the induction was to address the issues that we'd had in the previous year. I mean, obviously, without being able to take people out on the factory floor, which is be where we'd actually show them the finer details of it, and that's why it'd take longer. But it's all very well. There's no point pointing out a problem if you haven't got a solution.
Nice.
So
Yep.
it's
Great.
this is what went wrong last year. You're a new crew. We don't want it repeated. This is how we're going to avoid it.
Awesome. I love it. I love it. I love that because it was so clear, straight to the point. Here's the problem, or here are the challenges. Here is the solution. And one of the key solutions you highlighted was having a team leader there to supervise or assist on site when they're cleaning. Is that right? Was that one of the biggest solutions you guys had for that?
Yep, absolutely.
Okay, I like that. I like that. And I like how when you presented all these, the procedures, what they needed to do, you also referenced the team leader. He didn't disappear, or she didn't disappear. You came up with the solution, but you've implemented it. This is how it's going to work, or this is how she is going to be involved. All right, so that was awesome. You also mentioned there was a manual that was going to be there to help them thoroughly understand the cleaning processes or how to clean. That was good. I like that. I like the slide with the damage. You had a big, fat, bold damage sign there with the whole circle and the cross, big and red. I really liked that. It really stood out. And the way that you're talking made me kind of feel like it was serious. And I also felt a little bit of regret and I needed to do better type of thing when I was putting myself in that situation. I was the cleaner. I was like, yep, there are some of the problems. Got to own up to it. Yep. I'm keen. What's the solution? I will follow it. Yep. That's the feeling I had, right? That was awesome. I also like the visuals that was mentioned. I think Joe talked about that. I love that. The visuals in the background, especially the forklift one. I think my favorite one was the food. That was my favorite. No one talked to that. I was a little bit sad there. We had this nice, beautiful food slide and nice words. And no, I'm just kidding. But I loved it. I loved the pictures. You used visuals, same thinking as the other group, right? To help emphasize a point, portray a point, communicate it more effectively. Some people learn, just by reading. Some people learn better with visuals. So you guys were catering to the different needs there. And I like that. The PPE located in the storeroom. You need a license to drive the forklift. The hazard board before you walk in, make sure you read it. There's a diagram there for the safety paths. Follow the blue lines. Auditing. And then I like what Catalina said at the end. We take safety seriously. And she brought it right back to the beginning. We want you to go home safe to your families. Coming back to the principle that you used at the end, the way that you led is the same way that you finished. So I thought overall that was well done and well presented. So you should feel absolutely proud about how you did. So well done. Well done. I am proud. I feel proud, as a kayaker, and to be able to see that presentation and what you guys did. When you guys do good, I feel good.